Very well then. Prepare to go ashore. The North Isle is home to a range of majestic snow-capped peaks, the grandeur of which serves as a constant reminder to the residents of just how small they are. Having grown accustomed to life on the ocean, Laddie helps you prepare to moor the vessel. Lack, meanwhile, continues to laze about within the confines of Looks like Lack won't be needing dinner tonight, you muse to yourself as you, from the wharf, extends a well-maintained road, which no doubt leads to civilization. Fight him off. Ahead of you on the path, you spot a woman crouched on the ground. It looks as though she's twisted her ankle. She looks up at you and asks, "Unfortunately, you have no salve." The woman rubs her pained leg and hangs her head, lamenting, "Oh, poor me." And fight. You stand on the edge of the forest. As you lift your foot to step beyond the tree line, an ominous, rumbling voice, the trees rustle ominously. Perhaps it is best not to tempt fate. magnificent. Fight him off. This must be a stela of the Isle's guardian spirit. Show 'em what you got. Fight him off. You are greeted by sublime white gates, the likes of which you've never seen. As you attempt to pass through them and enter the city, someone garbed entirely in white rushes out, as if running from something, and you cannot see their face for the white mask covering it. But the fact that they have a weapon in hand makes you think they're a city soldier. You extend a hand to the soldier, who tumbled to the ground after your collision. "Out of my way," the soldier shouts, their voice muffled by the mask, before charging at you. Apparently, they want to fight. You parry the soldier's sword, then watch as they flee to the west. Crystal clear water runs through canals in the white-wreathed city. This place is welcome to Alabaster City, the soldier at the gate greets, though his eyes don't even glance your way. As you look around, you see soldiers gathered in a ravaged corner of the city. You can't help but despite that, the other residents carry on with their daily lives as if nothing is amiss. The contrast, Alabaster City seems intolerant of impurity. It makes you wonder if its history is as spotless as its appearance. Welcome to Alabaster City, the soldier bellows in unison with their colleague to the right of the city gates. Welcome to Alabaster City, the soldier bellows in unison with their colleague to the left of the city gates. The soldier sternly surveys the people walking up and down the street, periodically pausing to write something down on a piece of paper. The city is safe, thanks to the maiden and the soldiers, the girl exclaims. She seems to have not a care in all the world. If I shop here, I'll have to shop next door as well, the woman mutters to herself. It would only be fair, she says, trying on one of the necklaces. Your group enters a frightfully disordered armorer. Half-finished bits of plate, pauldrons, the owner and resident blacksmith is mumbling to himself. Someday, I'll forge the strongest suit of armor and you ask him about this. And he proclaims that he aims to make a name for himself as a smith. But unfortunately, he continues, the ores he needs to produce higher quality armor. The proprietor of the shop says to you, if you come across any rare ore, by all, the purveyor of armor once more welcomes you to the shop and is ready to give your coin a loving new home. What can I do for you? The proprietor asks. Will that be all? The proprietor asks. Do your part to keep Alabaster City clean. The soldier holds out a bag, hoping to collect the refuse of passers-by. What a thankless task protecting Alabaster City's image must be. If anything bad happens, the maiden and the soldiers handle it, the boy says, though clearly bored with the peaceful city. This area is off limits, the soldier says, stopping you in your tracks. You know what happens to those who enter the shrine unbidden, warns a paper pasted to the gate of the shrine. Alas, you don't know, and are left to wonder and despair. Among the townsfolk peacefully going about their day, you see two young women making quite the racket. It's all your fault, one woman shouts at the other, whose eyes run with tears. They appear to be fighting. No fighting, Lack exclaims in a rare bout of righteousness. Get out of my sight, you weird puppet, the woman retorts. Lack is shocked. She may be right about Lack being strange, but you admittedly feel a bit bad for it. The self-assured woman is Lanka, the Ivory Maiden and keeper of the island's destiny. The woman being berated is Krim, the Ivory Maiden's attendant. The women explain that they were entrusted with killing the deserter who ravaged the town. Lanka claims that the deserter escaped because of her bungling attendant and noogies a fist against either side of Krim's head. Lanka gives your group a long, appraising look before whispering, "You'll do. Consider this a great honor," she continues, then orders you to help her in the search for the deserter. You had wanted to ask her about her maiden's relic, but now it seems you have no choice but to obey her command. You wonder if the masked soldier you saw earlier could be the deserter the Ivory Maiden is after. You inform her that the soldier fled to the west. According to the maiden and her attendant, a woodland known as the Mystic Forest lies in that direction. The Mystic Forest is a dense wood. Travelers who have ventured through the closely packed flora claim to have experienced mysterious happenings within. Upon entering the sprawling forest, you notice Krim trembling, as when you ask her what she's worried about, she explains that there are rumors of talking trees. That's just superstition, Lanka says condescendingly. A somnolent tree. A somnolent tree looks in your direction. magnificent. Fortune favors the bold. If you wish to go further, heed our voices, the tree says eloquently as you approach. Lanka, who had claimed talking trees to be mere superstition, shrieks loudly and holds fast to Krim. Thinking at the attendant's chance to lord this over the maiden, you glance over. But Krim, in her surprise, has fainted. Her eyes rolled back into her head. The tree continues to speak, unbothered by your party. Healthy trees are rooted in honesty. You wonder if the tree's enigmatic words are some sort of hint to get through the forest. The tree suddenly begins speaking to you. The tree speaks in a weak voice, as if it might fall over at any second. The tree suddenly begins speaking to you. You feel an energetic aura bursting forth from the talking tree. As you walk through the tall grass, you hear a weak voice calling to you from behind. Immediately afterward, you are assaulted by countless pebbles and make a swift retreat. Show 'em what you got. Excellent. As you walk through the tall grass, you hear a lively voice behind you shout, "Good luck!" It seems that the tree near the entrance spoke true. If you lose your way up ahead, perhaps you should listen to what the other trees have to say. Fight 'em off. Fortune favors the bold. Hope you win. The ivory attendant complains as you make your way through the dense trees, repeatedly invoking each time. Laddie pats the crestfallen Crim on the head. You hope to pacify Lanka, but rather than being soothed, she simply pouts. "I'm a brilliant maiden." She explains that in Alabaster City, maiden and attendant are decided by national decree. It appears each island's maiden and attendant have a unique relationship. The tree suddenly begins speaking to you. The tree enthusiastically teaches you the way. The tree suddenly begins speaking to you. The tree directs you one way in a frail voice. You hear the whispers of a small tree's voice in your ears. The voice is frail and followed by a sigh. It sounds like the tree really hates travelers. And fight. Fortune favors the bold. As you walk through the tall grass, you hear a lively voice shout from behind. Yes, that's right. And fight. Excellent. Two fight as one. The tree suddenly begins speaking to you. The words sound as if they're being wrung out from the tree itself. You wonder if you can take them at face value. The tree suddenly begins speaking to you. The tree trembles in its frailty. You wonder if it fears humans. fortune favors the bold. You hear snoring nearby. When you look, you see what appears to be. You gently shake the tree, and it opens its eyes. Despite having just awoken, the tree speaks in a lively voice. "My apologies," it exclaims. Then lean. When it does, you see a path on the other side. Apparently, the tree is allowing you to pass. As you walk through the tall grass, you hear a gloomy voice calling to you from afar. "You think you're so clever," it says. And fight. Excellent. At last, you corner the deserter deep in the forest. "You won't get away," Lanka shouts. Pressured by "Leave me alone," the masked soldier pleads. But the Ivory Maiden pays their words no mind and charges into battle. The Ivory Maiden's powerful strike cleaves through the soldier's mask, broken. The mask crumbles to the ground in pieces. Everyone gasps. The face beneath the mask looks just like Lanka's. "I just want to live," the woman says, glaring at your party. Realizing that everyone is taken aback by her appearance, she seizes Lanka, absorbed in her own thoughts, hasn't an ear for Lack's words. Though originally tasked with killing a deserter, you find yourselves faced with a woman who bears you get a creeping feeling that something sinister lurks beneath Alabaster City's pristine facade. Okay, want me to take you to the exits? You make your way toward the forest exit. By the time you make it out of the woods, Lanka has returned to her normal. You explain that you're on a journey to help Laddie become a maiden and need the maiden's relic. Lanka tells you that the relic is proof of her maidenship and more precious than life itself. Then promptly however, in honor of you helping her on her nationally decreed mission, she agrees. A maiden must always be benevolent, she says, her eyes shining with pride at her lofty position.